canceling someone is the only way to make them change.
Of course, no. Kasi if you cancel someone, you want them to change for your benefit eh. Who are you? Like, talaga, perfect ka?
Cancel culture does more harm than good.
Yes.
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 Because it does not actually solve the real problem eh. What we are actually doing is that may shame lang.
Cancel culture for me dismisses the good in people.
Medyo cult mentality siya. It lacks a systematic process, which what we're all always trying to fight for. But then, it's like looking yourself in the mirror na parang, hey, you're doing the same thing.
Hindi ka nag-advocate ng healthy communication between yung opposite sides.
It can drain someone's emotions. It can really affect someone's mental state.
I really have to say that these days the level of discourse has gone down. That the positive side of cancel culture, which is trying to give constructive criticism, has moved away and the negative aspects have gone up. There is a point to the cancel culture. It exists for a reason, to correct someone's behavior that society doesn't think is right.
Oh yeah, for example, Tito Mars. Before, parang his reputation was very at risk. Pero today, I don't know if it's for show or what, pero he's trying to change. Napapansin niya ng tao from TikTok world.
If we can find like something pro about canceling someone, siguro dito na lang yung mga literal na deserve ma-cancel sa social media. Siguro doon na lang sa mga personality who really did. Sila yung nag-cause ng downfall ng ibang tao and they were exposed in public. I would say that's the good thing because people really does identify kung ano yung fit to be canceled and they do deserve that because they need to reflect on their own behavior bago sila magpakita ulit sa public.
Everyone should be held accountable for their actions no matter how long ago it happened.
Yes.
Yes.
Depende.
Yes and no pala.
To an extent, people should be accountable. I guess it really depends on what that action was.
But if it's something like may nasabi kang masama sa Twitter, may napost kang medyo immature, and then people would go back to that specific moment and apply the values of present governance, and then i-judge natin based on what we have now, medyo mali yun.
Pag younger ka pa, medyo pwede pang pagbigyan. Huwag na nating balikan. Kumbaga, if you learn from it, then everybody moves on. But if you're older, parang that's the time na you really have to take responsibility for your actions already.
Show your accountability by saying sorry and a change behavior. However, if it really would take a long time, especially if there's a victim of harm, you have to accept the consequences na it would really take a long time to forgive because everyone has their own phases of moving on. You have to accept it, face it, also a form of you reflecting and growing from that.
If enough people are offended, then that person should be cancelled.
I don't think so.
No.
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 I'm not sure kasi syempre depende yon dun sa issue, depende dun sa topic. Pero hindi natin siya pwedeng i-base sa dami kasi hindi naman to like popularity contest.
But not because you were offended doesn't actually give you a license to call that person out or to cancel him. Baka offended ka pero maybe he has a point. Kasi sometimes, ang kalaban natin sa social media, hindi lang yung fake news eh, ego rin. Even if facts are already available anywhere, one click na lang, they would still not believe your truths.
Being offended is an emotion based on yourself. Sinasabi ng mga tao na yung mga LGBT people, they're just basing their cancel culture about a politician based on their feelings. But actually, it's not. We're protecting our rights. We are fighting for our rights.
Karamihan sa social media are just really bandwagons. They tend to just be quick to their feet the moment they spot something. And us Filipinos, we love drama. We love emotions. We love issues.
Sabi ni Benjamin Franklin, if everyone is thinking alike, then no one is thinking. Kasi sumasama ka lang doon sa kung sino, dito ako kasi ang dami niya eh. Palagi ko tama ito.
Kahit hindi mo nabasa mismo yung main source of information, you would just think na parang, okay, so ang ginagawa mo, sumasabay ka na lang. So wala talagang nagiging basihan yung tao kung paano nga ba, at what extent, dapat kinakancel yung isang public figure.
There are some things that you can let go when you're riding the bandwagon, but when you're starting to get detailed and attacking the person, making so many assumptions about who they are, what they've done, etc., I think that's something that people shouldn't do without really knowing all the facts or having first-hand information. That's just extremely irresponsible.
Whatever you post, tsaka nasabi or na-upload, hirap na kasing bawiin eh. Especially sa internet.
Most people only support cancellations just to look woke.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
No.
No, I don't think that most people cancel to look woke. Because, you know, at the end of the day, people commenting, they don't really expect that they're going to be the top voted comment. It's really more on how loose they are with their ideas, with their mouth. Because people, I think, they generally are opinionated, right? And when it's easy to let go of those opinions, then they just do.
Isa pa, calling these people out could also mean na you care about them. You care about the people you follow, which is also a good thing. Pero it's not just for being woke.
The way I see it, at face value, para most of them think that it's the popular stance as of the moment. So that's why they would, ride the bandwagon in canceling someone.
Feeling ko kasi madaming tao sa social media, kaya lang sila sumasakay sa mga comments na energize sila na, ang saya naman ito, makipag-away lang ako. Pero wala naman talaga silang pinaglalaban.
Cancel culture is a trend. For us to jump on the trend and for us to be a part of something like the woke community, and I am aware of this, think about it. Are you relevant to their life to even cancel them at the first place? Imagine you living a miserable life, canceling someone who's already helped a lot. Way on the thing. So, babalik tayo dun sa kasabihan na kung ayaw mong gawin sa'yo, wag mong gawin sa iba.
The fear of being cancelled stops people from speaking honestly.
Yes.
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 Exactly.
If there's a fear of being cancelled, paano pa magiging honest yung tao sa sarili niya? And if you're just gonna be a picture-perfect pretend to everyone, then you're not just fooling them, you're also fooling yourself, and it's gonna be a big problem on the long run.
Cancel culture is going beyond online argument. Like, it can go outside of social media. It can go to reality.
You're treading this thin line of what can I say that doesn't get canceled? And maybe it becomes more of an idea of it's not about how you say it. It maybe really just is about who you are. Maybe that's already enough to get canceled. So no matter what you say, you're gonna be wrong because of who you are.
Here in the Philippines, ang cancel culture naman ay nakadirect towards celebrities eh. If you're a public figure, most of the time, ikaw yung maka-cancel.
Pero once again, a single video could not dictate who the person really is. So, ayun sinasabi ko na kailangan nating alamin yung grassroots mismo ng isang influencer or parang kung saan ba nanggagaling yung pinakita niya, sinabi niya at yung ginawa niya online. Kasi, for sure, they have reasons for doing that.
Canceling someone is the only way to make them change.
Of course not.
No.
Of course, no.
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 Oh, definitely no. You know, there are so many ways that a person can change. And a lot of that has to do with themselves also.
Kasi magbabago ang isang tao if in their heart, they're willing to change.
Kasi if you cancel someone, you want them to change for your benefit eh. Who are you? Like, talaga, perfect ka?
Maybe it could make them change, but could be for worse or for better. Pero I would say for worse. Kasi ang nangyayari nga, magbago nga sila, pero in a way, na play safe naman sila sa social media. Right? Na parang they will just do things na forced lang, parang hindi ako ma-cancel out, parang hindi ako ma-bash.
Cancel culture is definitely not the most efficient way to help a person change.
If a person made a mistake, we'll point them out and call them out directly. Hindi natin kailangang magkaisa to bring the person down and say na nagkamali ka, you're done. You're done for us. No. There's a better way to do it than cancel the person. Call them out, make them realize and be direct. If you're just gonna hide from the population and the majority, then you're just simply adding hatred to the person without the intent to help them and correct them.
Kasi I understand where you guys are coming from na parang these people hold so much influence on this kaya dapat maging maingat sila. Pero actually, when you dig deeper, everybody on social media has to be careful about whatever we do. Diba? So parang instead of canceling them, instead of i-boycott sila or parang mawala lahat sa kanila, why don't we try to understand them? Diba? Why don't we try to educate them?
People who have been cancelled should be given a second chance.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. course, lahat ng tao deserve second chances.
Yes, if what they did wasn't really considered a crime.
Yes, pero that would be difficult. Ayun nga, kaya dapat wag tayo mag-cancel kasi nahihirapan silang bumangon ulit.
It depends how many chances lang pwede mong ibigay sa isang tao. Kasi may mga tao na parang feeling nila, pag binigyan sila ng second chance, unlimited chances na eh.
Again, no one's perfect. Most of us have said a lot of shitty things.
Paano kung ikaw yung nagkamali and then na-cancel ka tapos, no, wag na.
Cancel culture should be cancelled.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, cancel culture.
it's very open eh. Kumbaga, you're entrusting values and morals to people online. You don't even know.
It advocates fear. It creates an environment na hindi mistake-friendly. And when you have a toxic environment, kawawa naman yung tao, wala na siyang chance para mag-grow.
Hindi natin kailangan pag-awayan kung ano yung standpoint ng bawat isa.
No, for me.
No, because I don't think that cancel culture can be canceled. I guess it's unprecedented in this scale. So cancel culture shouldn't be canceled, but this level of cancel culture should be regulated one way or another, or the level of discourse should be improved.
While cancel culture exists, it's not a privilege, it's just a trend. It could be a tool to help people change and to make people realize between what's wrong and what's right. Let's use it as a tool for protest, for movement, for advocacy, but always use it for the good.
I think the first thing that we should consider is to make sure that what that person did was indeed true. To fact-check everything before making a statement.
So kung may mali, kausapin natin. Kung tama sila, suportahan natin. And then, huwag matakot magkamali. Andun yung experience na pag nagkamali ka, doon ka mag-improve. For us, especially yung mga sobrang gumagamit ng social media, ng internet, don't let cancel culture be our legacy.
If people really want to cancel, I think what's really just important is they stay logical. Kung mag-comment sila and then may mag-reply otherwise sa kanila, they shouldn't resort to replying fallacies back. Even that basic action right there is already enough to improve the cancel culture in our society.
What is important to do na lang is to understand other people's point of view and to make other people understand your point of view as well.
Always think what your words are gonna affect to others. If you think that you're just adding something to spread hatred, the best thing that you can do is just be silent. Turn off your phone, go outside, breathe a little, take a little reflection of how your life has been. Baka mamaya nilalabas mo lang sa kanila yung unresolved traumas and problems mo. Then go ahead and resolve that. Do not put it to social media and wag mong idama yung ibang tao sa problema mo.
So, on that note, ang dami ko nang nasabi that can easily be canceled. And I really hope that I don't get canceled for it. And that's all. Thank you.
Alright.
Okay?